What's up? Hey! Hey there, Brick. Welcome. Hey there, Ahmad. Welcome. It's been a while again. Just came back, so now we are back. Let's do it. Okay, where were we again? Shoot. Okay, I think I got the gist here. I think we finished talking to Francisca, right? Oh no, we just started talking to her. Okay, never mind.
I was investigating at the Alabastian embassy when I got wind of this mess.
Oh, that's right. The Yatagarasi was due to appear at that embassy as well.
Yes, but the difference is that we didn't have a fire over there. Also, there was an incident at the Alabastian embassy as well. But I left Agent Lang in charge of that case and came over to the Babalis embassy.
So Agent Lang is here as well, huh?
I see you've met. Well, he's in the Alabastian embassy acting as bodyguard for Ambassador Alba. However, he seems to have a different reason for being there. So the suspect in the murders that occurred in this office is that little girl I see. Is she perhaps trying to be the Yatagarasu?
Kay would never harm a soul, sir!
Kay?
You remember, do you not? About the case we investigated together 7 years ago. That girl is the daughter of the victim in that case, Mr. Faraday.
So she's that feisty little girl.
Kay has been on the trail to Yatagarasu, which is how she ended up here. Looking for the one who took her father's life.
I see.
Kay's trying so hard, but you know what? The Yatagarasu just keeps on tricking us all! How so? The Yatagarasu sent a card saying, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. But all we've had is an arson and a murder! Lab boys are going in circles! You know what this is, sirs? It's a breach of contract. It's going on the rap sheet.
If you ask me, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that nothing was stolen tonight.
I do wonder, though, if Callisto Yu really is the Yatagarasu. Logic time. To steal your dirtiest secret. Is it possible that the dirty secret the Yatagarasu was out to steal is in this very room?
Dirty secret?
Francisca, you're in pursuit of some dirty underhanded dealings yourself, are you not? Something tells me that this is no coincidence.
In that case, then, the person I'm looking for is here in the Babalis embassy, huh? The head of the smuggling operation.
I think I just might need to ask Francisca about her smuggling case in more depth. Alright, here we go. I'll be honest, I don't like voicing women. Care to guess why? My throat. Francisca, when we last talked, you said that you were on the trail of a smuggling ring. I suppose the reason you're here right now is related to that.
Yes. After analyzing the intel we've gathered from various countries, this embassy rose to the top of our list of sites to investigate. And this is what tipped us off.
This accounting document.
It's only one page of the whole thing, so we're not sure about all the details.
Hey Lewis, welcome back. Yes, he is back. We are back.
However, it's enough for us to grab onto the tail of the beast. For you see, this type of paper was made only in the Principality of Gutopia, which means that somewhere in the countries of Alabasta Babal is the head. The one pulling the strings behind the entire smuggling ring.
That's Francisca for you. She's amazing, pursuing this case with all she has. A small personal safe.
This was Mr. Cochin's office. So perhaps he stole his most important documents in here.
Of course it's locked. It appears we won't be able to open it without the key.
Okay, let's talk to Mr. Sketchy guy here. Totally not suspicious guy.
I can't believe that many fell among thieves tonight. Without him, I have no idea what my schedule for tonight is.
Ambassador Palueno, I believe your schedule tonight will consist of listening to reports from the police. That and only that. I ask you to cooperate only, not only for your own sake, but for Mr. Cochin's as well.
You're a rather strong man, aren't you? How fascinating! Here, I know it isn't much, but I like you to have these.
I'm sorry, but it would be against my principles to accept a bribe.
Oh, no. These are simply coupons we distribute to promote Babal. Remember, we offer a large number of discounts and offers when you visit lovely Babal.
Now I remember. The Republic of Babal is known for its feverish tourism industry. I was wondering if you might tell me a bit about the deceased Manny Cochin.
He was my secretary and the embassy secretariat, charged with running the whole place. He was an admirable man. His death is a great loss to our country. He was in charge of everything: accounting, printing, taking care of our national treasures.
I'm sorry, but did you say printing?
Our country's primary source of revenue is our tourism industry. So in order for us to print the necessary pamphlets, flyers, coupons, etc., we have a printing press here at the embassy.
I see. Please excuse my forwardness, however. I feel I should mention that I have the distinct impression that I've met him before.
Oh, yes. Since you are of the legal profession, I suppose you just might have. After all, Manny was involved in the KG8 incident.
Hello, Nobu-san. How are you doing?
Genki Desuka. The KG8 incident. The defendant who was found innocent in that case was Manny.
So your Mr. Cochin is the same man as the one in that case?
It's been 10 years.
Ayo? Did someone say 10 years? Ayo? 10 years?
Sorry.
Manny recovered personally from that case and dove enthusiastically into this job. He was the one who planned this event and was to oversee this embassy's renovations. It really is a shame. He had such a bright future ahead of him.
What exactly did you mean by, earlier by renovations?
We can't have tourists and visitors to our embassy think we're a poor nation, can we? So, renovating the embassy is something of an investment. We may have a rather paltry budget, but we're trying our best to make do.
10 years in the embassy made you a fucking murder victim!
However, I guess the only person who could have helped us do our best is now no longer with us.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me check if the sound's okay. Now nothing's scuffed here, right? Okay, cool.
I was wondering if you might tell me a bit about the deceased Manny Cochin.
He was my secretary in the embassy secretariat, charged with running the whole place. He was an admirable man. His death is a great loss to our country. He was in charge of everything. Accounting, printing, taking care of our national treasures.
Wait, did we go here already? I accidentally pressed this. Oops, my bad. Ambassador Palueno, I was wondering if I may ask you about Godopia.
Godopia? Alright, what would you like to talk about?
First, I'd like to ask you about this key.
What about this key?
I found it sticking out of Mr. Cochin's pocket. I believe it originally belonged to this embassy. Is that correct?
Upon closer inspection, it seems that this key is shaped like a butterfly.
That's not all about this key. It's also capable of changing into a knife.
Oh! How fascinating!
Is it possible that the ambassador didn't know about the existence of this key?
In its knife form, there's a flower mark at the base of the blade. I guess this knife might be from when we used to be a part of Godopia.
Senshu no doyobi ga watashi no tanjobi de... Senshu no yobi ga... Wait. Huh? No, it says Senshu no yobi. No yobi. Oh, this Saturday. I misread that. The lack of kanji there. Oh, this Saturday. Well, happy early birthday. If I'm not streaming this Saturday, then yeah, I just want to let you know happy birthday in advance. And I hope you have a good one. I might stream. I think I might have time to stream something though. Well, yeah. Tell you what, since you've been a loyal stream goer, I'll stream whatever you want me to stream. The only, limitation being the games that I'm currently playing, of course. Oh, last Saturday, Senshu, oh my god, right, Senshu Raishi, oh my god, dude. Happy belated birthday, buddy. That's our regular Nobu here. It's our boy Nobu. Nobu-san. Hold it! And how did you come to that conclusion?
It is both Godopia's national symbols, the butterfly and the flower. I suppose many used this key here at the embassy back when we were still Godopia.
Ambassador Palueno, this key was stolen from the Godopian embassy 7 years ago. By Callisto Yu, otherwise known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu.
Oh, really?
You were not aware that Miss Yu had broken into this embassy at that time.
I'm sorry, I can't be of much help. I'm not very familiar with the details, you see?
Hold up, why is my mouth so freaking dry? Wait, give me a moment. Yeah, no, I mean, I guess my offer still stands. I missed your birthday because I was out of town, so yeah. Whatever you want that Saturday, if I'm streaming, I'll consider streaming it. same goes to you guys whenever it's your birthdays, since y'all also been regulars here. The OG homies. Christmas, huh? Oh yeah, huh? I beat you to it, but yes, still a thing. So whatever you want, just let your boy know. It could be anything that I haven't finished. Or anything in my library. Oh wait, be right back, but in the meantime, oh yeah, I'll think of something to stream for this Christmas, because I will be in town for Christmas, and I don't think I have anything to do that day. I'll make sure my stream is somewhat Christmas related. We'll see. We'll see what it is. Okay, BRB, I need to shut the window. Something's smelling outside. I don't like it. You've stayed long enough, Brick. The offer extends to you too. Oh my god, yeah. Lewis was here from like basically almost day one when I was still streaming Krohyo 2 years ago. Holy shit, it's already been a year, huh? Since the Yakuza Tekken 8 streams. Holy crap. The Shrek model streams were definitely a highlight. Definitely a high point. I'll be honest, guys. As much as I want to stream, you know, Tekken, I just haven't been enjoying it anymore. I don't know, something about it. Like, I'm just not having fun when I'm playing Tekken. It's just not fun. I just want something fresh. I want a new fighting game. And that's why I can't wait for Virtua Fighter to drop this winter. Whenever that may be. Can't wait to put on the Yakuza costumes on the characters. If you guys didn't already know. Yeah, because Virtua Fighter characters have the Yakuza crossover event. Because, well, it's both made by RGG Studios.
I only became the ambassador after Babel became its own independent nation. But if many were still alive, you would probably know about what happened back then. Mr. Kochin and Miss Yu knew each other 7 years ago. Oh. But that doesn't explain why I found the Yatagarasu's key here in the present.
Oh, no, I don't want to talk about it, Lewis. But basically, dude turned out to be a piece of shit, and so I had to oust him. But I'm not gonna elaborate any more on the matter. But it was kind of, ugh. Yeah, I don't want to go into detail. The troublemakers. Well, okay, when your birthday, around your birthday, I'll look into it. And whenever your birthday is coming up. Never heard of this Troublemakers game. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed the Krohyo streams though, Lois. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. It's alright. You know, people come and go, right? Hold up.
But that doesn't explain why I found the Yatagrasu's key here in the present.
Hold up, I'm pulling up the guide again. For some reason, it like disintegrated. Okay, here we go.
We know for a fact that the Yatagrasu's key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim, Mr. Kochin's pocket.
Nah, Nobu, you're like season... I want to say 2. The first season was quite long. Season 2, the new batch of regulars popped in, which includes you and Brick and Theory. The first season had Lewis and a couple other guys who I haven't seen in a while. And then, yeah. I'd imagine season 3 is going to be when I return back to the States. So I'll be streaming at a different time. I don't know if you guys would be awake by then. If not, I'll miss you guys. But yeah. Season 3 is going to be me streaming at a different time zone and at a different time. And season 3 is probably going to consist of a lot of Street Fighter, because I've kind of been wanting to play that game when I get back. Grind to Masters as Zangief. That's like probably my best fighting game.
Which leads me to think that perhaps it is the key to the personal safe in this office.
Good thinking, sir. Let's go try it out.
It appears I was correct. The key that was left to us in the victim's pocket. It literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth.
Season 2, yeah, so far Season 2 does have the best folks.
Season 2 has the best folks. My folks are the best. Believe me, I know.
I don't know why I pulled that shitty Donald Trump impression, but yeah. You guys are the best. The retrospective, oh my god. Actually, I take it back. Season 3 probably might not happen because, well... I mean, I might stream, but here's the thing, right? Season 3 is when let's just say I got some career pursuits. So there might be big changes to this channel. I'm still thinking about it, like how I'm gonna go about it. But basically, I'm gonna be streaming part-time, and the other time's gonna be me working, you know, towards actual voice acting, not doing this FANDUB stuff. Which also means I have to rebrand. But don't worry, these videos will stay around. I will make sure to have an archive, or make sure this channel becomes an archive. But as for streaming, I might have to create a different channel, or I might have to change this channel to a different identity. But I assure you, the videos, like the Yakuza 4 videos, will stay up somehow. Thank you, Lewis. I appreciate that. But yeah, figured you guys might as well know right now. I will eventually make an announcement video regarding this with more details once I have like a clear plan on what to do with this channel. I appreciate that, Nobu. I appreciate you guys. I really do.
What do we have here?
Hey! There's nothing inside! Do you think the Yanagrasu made off with everything, sir? Is this guy fucking stupid? Is he blind? How is he a detective? I'm sorry. No, detective. I believe all we need is a closer look. Thank you, Brick. I appreciate that, man. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Lucky Lou, what do we have here? Yeehaw! What is this here? It looks like the ripped cord of a piece of paper, sir. No, I don't think it's ripped. It seems more to me like it's stuck in the safe. Hey, you're right. It won't budge an inch. Not even when I tug on it. Gumshoe really does need glasses, but hey, he can't afford them. I mean, look at her boy. But I don't think I've ever seen paper stuck on the inside of a safe before. Hold it! Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange. It's the safe. What do you mean? What I mean is that the secret to this safe is that it has 2 compartments, clearly. Even just eyeballing it, you can see that the inside is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, with the unnatural way the paper is stuck at the back of the safe, I'd say that there's an extra bit of space behind the back wall of this safe. In other words, the safe has a second compartment. He does have the Doom face poses. I can't unsee it now. Imagine a Doom parody, a Doom mod, but with Detective Gumshoe. And instead of shooting monsters, he's like, I don't know, he's like shooting, what? Frickin' robbers or suspects? Or like walking packs of noodles? Gumshoe's Doom guy trying to readjust into civilian life after killing all those demons. Or that, or maybe it's the other way around. Yeah, Doom guy was Gumshoe after he was just so tired of all the salary cuts. You picked your timeline there. Oh, what?
I suppose that you are correct in asserting that the paper is stuck in a natural manner. However, what you say is correct, and there is a second compartment. How do we go about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there is no other lock or keyhole in sight.
Actually, there is one more spot of interest to me on this safe.
Oh?
Yes, and I believe that spot is the keyhole to a mystery second lock.
The safe and its locks. Alright then, since you're so sure of yourself, show me how you deduced your answer!
Oh, by the way, guys, I just thought of something. Virtua Fighter 5 is actually a minigame in one of the Yakuza games. And you know, considering that I can't wait for Virtua 5 to come out on Steam, and considering that I kind of want to get a little taste of what that game's like, I might stream Yakuza 6 on at some point this week, just so that I can get to Virtua 5 and get a taste of it. And if people are investing in Yakuza 6 streams, I can try to like do a completion stream. Though I can't imagine. I can't imagine it'd be that fun. We'll see. Yeah, at some point I might stream an older version of Virtua Fighter 5 just because I'm really curious. Oh, also, Lewis, you should totally get Virtua Fighter 5. It's on PS4. Hopefully there's crossplay so we can play each other. Hopefully. Who knows? Maybe it'll replace Tekken. You know, I think it might be on last year. Wait, let me check. I think Virtua Fighter 5 is in another Yakuza game too. Yakuza Virtua Fighter 5. Oh, it's in both Judgment games. And Yakuza Like a Dragon. But unfortunately, I only have Yakuza 6. And my computer cannot run Yakuza Like a Dragon. And plus, Yakuza 6 is like a smaller game, so that works for me too. The only ripping and tearing that's happening is to his paycheck. Oh. Ah, but you see, Lewis, Virtua Fighter does have Tekken in it. The Tekken costumes, but that's about it. Bro's addicted to Tekken. I can't blame you. That was me in college with Tekken 7. I had a lot of fun with that game. I can't blame you. I grinded my ass off. Wait a minute, wording. In Tekken 7 back in the day. Doesn't the shape of this keyhole remind you of something, Francisca?
The shape. It does look very familiar. However, I believe this is simply a latch hole for the safe's lock mechanism.
The Tekken 4 Gin Drip. Oh, man. Unfortunately, it's only Tekken 7 Drip. If you can call it that. Okay, I mean, for the most part, I think it is. Hold up, let me check. I mean, the Tekken 7 Gin Drip isn't that bad, minus the boots situation. Although, yeah, Tekken 4's version is far superior. Virtua Fighter 5 Tekken. Well, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. There's no Jin Drip. Never mind. It's just the standard Jin costume. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. One of the characters is dressed as Violet, though. Interesting. The World Ends With You. Oh, that's a game I've been meaning to try. You know what, Nobu? Sure. I do have the DS emulator, so I just need to download a ROM. I just need to acquire a game and a capture card and then stream it. Not that I would ever emulate a game. Not that I would ever pirate. Don't pirate, guys. It's not cool. Nintendo, please don't sue me.
It's just for keeping the door shut. Nothing more.
Hold it! Is that so? The person who used this safe. Mr. Cochin made sure the safe had 2 compartments in order to hide something. Do you honestly think someone like that would allow the keyhole to the hidden half to look so obviously like a keyhole that even the average person could figure it out?
You can't be serious. Are you saying that this hole is the keyhole to the hidden compartment of the safe?
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, or the Sea of Thieves, or the Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. By the way, they should have come up with a different title. That's such a long-ass title. Army mateys! Blast ye scallywags! Shimmer me timbers! By the way, guys, I highly recommend you guys watch Black Sails. That show goes so hard. It's so underrated. I can't believe it's not as popular as like other shows out there, like Walking Dead or even Breaking Bad. It's so freaking good. I haven't watched the whole thing, but I've seen like part of the first season so far, and I'm enjoying it. But yeah, guys, Black Sails is pretty fucking peak. Also the opening sequence for that show, one of the greatest I've ever seen. It goes so hard. Yeah, Black Sails. Highly recommend you check it out, however you can.
That's precisely what I'm saying. And I will prove to you right now that the Yatagrasu's key is the key that will open it.
Objection!
The Yatagrasu's key! Well, Zechvas, this had better be a very bad joke.
Sorry, but this is no joke. The Yatagrasu's key is the very key that will open the second compartment of the safe.
We know that this key opens the first compartment of the safe. The key you're talking about is of an entirely different shape than that of this key.
Man, I wish pirates were real. Yeah, Lewis, let me know how you like it. Man, speaking of which, I gotta bitch that show at some point. Maybe I'll stop streaming just to do that. I'm just kidding. What else I was gonna say? Shit, I forgot. Oh. You guys ever seen One Piece? Because I haven't. Nor will I probably ever, considering how long it is. But apparently it's like so freaking good. And everyone in Japan loves it, right? Not to mention, Luffy's costume is actually kind of accurate to how pirates actually dressed back then, believe it or not. Yes, Luffy is biblically accurate pirate, minus the, you know, stretchy arms and shit. Uses a haki. The frick's a haki? Haki. What the heck's a haki? Oh, you're talking about One Piece. No, man, they use bankai. They use freaking stands, you know? I'll tell you what, the first episode will give you a pretty good taste of what the show is about. Let me just tell you, the first episode is freaking raw. Ultra Instinct nerfed version. I see. Okay, anyways, let's look at the tip here. Let's go over this again, shall we? The Yatagrasu's key was originally made to open Mr. Kochin's safe in the Cadopian embassy. We confirmed that as fact by opening the door to his safe with it. Now let's take a look at the back end of the key. Looking at the knife portion head on, what do you see?
What are you talking?
It appears that you've come to understand what I'm talking about. When viewed head-on, the knife's blade is the exact same shape as the keyhole.
Power system. I mean, piracy operates on a hierarchy, so that's close enough, right?
The real function of the knife portion is to act as the key to the hidden portion of the safe.
What's that? Preposterous!
Because it looks like a knife and was used like one to kill Mr. Faraday 7 years ago, we fell under the misconception that it was always meant to be a knife. But for both the safe and its key to conceal such clever tricks, whatever is hidden inside the secret section must be of incredible importance.
Oh, Lewis, I got news for ya. It really do have black sails.
Then it's impossible that what I've been searching for is inside! Scruffy! Hurry up and open that safe!
Yes, sir. Opening it now, sir. These items, they're... It's a bunch of funny shaped things. I guess they're pieces of art.
You're the way! Now move, Scruffy!
I didn't think I was in the way. Aw, poor Gumshoe. Black sails when the sails aren't black? 0 out of 10. I've been lied to. Doctor House when the doctor isn't even a house? Like, what the fuck, man? Breaking Bad when the bad isn't even broken? Like, Detective Bad is like right here. Like, he's alright. He ain't even broke. He ain't even broken.
These pieces of art, they're identical to the ones that have been stolen from various countries around the world.
I figured as much. These are the treasures this section of the safe was to hide from view. I believe a more thorough examination is required.
The good doctor when the doctor isn't even good? Yeah, bro, what the fuck? Doctor Who when we keep asking him who he is? Yeah, for real though. What the hell? Guys, I tried watching Mr. Robot, but there isn't even a robot in the goddamn show. Fuck! Who?
Horton here's a who? Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
By the way, have you guys played the first Ace Attorney game? I forgot. Have you guys like finished Case 5 by any chance? Because for my Christmas special, I'm doing something related to that. See, this is why Ace Attorney is so peak. Because like in Ace Attorney investigations, like the guy's ace. Edgeworth is like totally ace. Peak. So peak. I'm just kidding. They talk about the Cobras and Kai, but where's the Kai and Cobras? Yeah, who's Kai? Where is he? I don't even see him in this show. Man, by the way, not gonna lie, season 6 kinda sucks. Wait, did I tell you guys already? Or have we talked about Cobra Kai? Any of you watch Cobra Kai by any chance? Because holy shit, fucking Netflix just ruined that show. My goodness. Now the show just drags on and on and on. Mini rant over. Yeah, Lewis, you totally should. It's pretty peak. Oh, I hate that security granny. Oh, man. Wait, were you here when we met security granny? In Ace Attorney Investigations? Oh, boy. Yeah, she's the worst. Wendy Oldbag? God damn. Johnny is pretty peak as a protagonist. Or was, but like, man, season 6 just made him worse. But I really liked how Johnny's character was in like seasons 1 to, I want to say 4. Like his character developed really well. Johnny's the greatest. Screw Daniel LaRusso. Fucking Miyagi Glazer, piece of shit. I also like I like that they bring back all the characters. Like Terry Silver. He's such a peak freaking villain. Dude is insane. Dude's a fucking psychopath. Okay, where what was I supposed to oh right, this. Take a good look at these documents, Francisca.
It says that there are 3 pages in total, and yet there are only 2 here.
Correct. Now take a look at the smuggling activity document in your... Oh, I pressed autoplay. No wonder it's like auto scrolling. Possession. Speaking of glazer, Francisca really glazes her dad despite everything that happened. Huh. Tell me, is it not possible that your pages were taken from the set of 3? I'm sure one exists, Lewis. I'm sure one exists already. Tell me. Oh, you might find something in Archive of Our Own, or AO3 for short. I should just refer to it as AO3. That's where all the cursed ass fanfics reside. Wait, in fact, wait. Let me see. I'm gonna see if there's a shitty fanfic of Daniel LaRusso and Mr. Miyagi. Oh my god. Literally the first result. The first fucking result. What the hell? Wait, let me just read to you guys the tags, okay? Daniel LaRusso / OOC Mr. Miyagi. Mr. Miyagi, OOC way younger and hot. Daniel LaRusso, Terry Silver, friends to lovers, seduction. Slight supernatural elements, not a big deal. Gentle sex. Finally, someone is good to Daniel. True love, kissing, masturbation, voyeurism, cockslut Daniel LaRusso. Should we read this right now, guys? Should we? Oh my god, what the fuck is this? Oh my god. What the fuck, man? Jesus Christ. Okay, you know what? I can't focus on this game right now. I'm like I'm too curious. I gotta read this. Okay, hold up. Let me pull up the Firefox. Let me pull up the Firefox here. Oh, okay. Hold up. Let me fix this. Ah, Shibasekya. Oh. Wait, give me a moment. Sorry. You didn't see anything. Actually, no, you really didn't, because the picture is very small. So you probably didn't even see my face. Haha, sucker. Okay, anyways. Wattpad stream? What's Wattpad? I don't get it. Is there something I need to. Oh, okay. Hold on. What the fuck's a Wattpad? Wait, Wattpad? Is that like a fanfic thing too? I've only seen Archive of Our Own. Oh my god, there is one on Wattpad. No. Oh god. Fuck. No, we're reading the AO3 one first. Hold up. It's okay, Lewis. My computer doesn't remember search history, so I've taken the necessary precautions. You gotta be prepared for this kind of stuff. Okay, hold up. Let me play some appropriate music for this situation. Let me find some like sensual karate music, if that's even possible. Okay, you know what? No, I found something worse. Okay, here goes. Oh wait, did I not pull up Firefox? Hold up, here we go. Sensual karate music. Okay, no. Okay, you know what? We're gonna try to find sensual karate music. Hold up. Let me see if there's if there's even such a thing. Let's see here. Sensual. Let's just do sensual Japanese music. How about that? Sensual, traditional. Oh my god, we found it. Oh, we didn't even take long. Okay. Oh. Oh my god. Okay, we're reading this. Here goes. New Romantics by XX Honey Bear XX. Daniel wants to seduce his best friend, his protector, his everything. But how? Okay, here we go. Yes, continue. Alright. Let's do this. Oh my god. All steam swirled around him, creating a hazy mist in the bathroom. It was then that Mr. Miyagi entered, catching his first glimpse of Daniel's bare body at 20. He silently inhaled the breath of the boy's now grown-up form. The warm water glistened. I can't fucking do this, bro. Shit. Okay, focus. The warm water glistened on his tanned, beautiful skin, accentuating the toned muscles and lines of his body that his training had provided him. Through the steam, Mr. Miyagi could see the strength that radiated from him, even in such a calm state. As he watched Daniel scrub away the dirt and sweat of the day, Mr. Miyagi couldn't help but be proud of how far he had come since their first meeting. Shaking his head with a soft smile, one a father would provide to an honorable son, Sosuke went to leave the bathroom. Oh, is this the OC or whatever? How in the hell can someone think of this shit? Yeah, no kidding. Wait! Daniel's voice was a soft plea, halting Mr. Miyagi in his tracks. The older man turned back to look at him, raising a questioning eyebrow. Daniel's still-like eyes were wide and pleading, his plush lips parted in prospect. I need your help, Daniel stammered, feeling a rush of nervousness coursing through him. Mr. Miyagi's gaze softened as he approached Daniel, the sound of the running water mingling with the tension that crackled between them. What do you need, Daniel-san? Mr. Miyagi's voice was calm and reassuring, making Daniel feel safe and vulnerable all at once. Daniel bit his lip, his heart pounding in his chest. He wanted him so bad, needed him. He was always so horny for his best friend. This desire consumed him like a raging wildfire, burning through any shred of self-control he had left. He ached to be on his knees, eagerly servicing his mentor's cock with the perfect hands of Silsky stroking those dark curls gently. In that moment, he would do anything to be the personal cock warmer, fulfilling every carnal desire, and giving himself over completely to their intense lust. He lost his train of thought, feeling his cock fill with blood. Wanna get my back? Stepping halfway into the shower, he reached out and placed his hands on Daniel's tight shoulders, massaging them firmly but caringly. The heat from the water seemed to infuse their bodies, and the sexual strain almost crackled in the air. Daniel leaned back into Mr. Miyagi's touch, allowing his mentor's strong hands to explore his entire body. Who the fuck is Silsky, feeling quite confused at the moment, narrowed his eyes in apprehension of what Daniel was trying to do, what he wanted. Surely, there was an innocent explanation for all of this. He's just helping him with his back. Perhaps the boy was embarrassed to be sore from their simple katas. He felt the soapy sponge against his skin sent shivers down Daniel's spine, every touch igniting a new wave of desire. The encounter grew more intense as Mr. Miyagi inched his hands down Daniel's back, fingers brushing against the curve of his ass by accident. Daniel moaned softly, his body trembling under the older man's touch. His heat was definitely coming. Silsky's muscles stiffened. He backed away startled, apologizing profusely. "Don't stop," Daniel nearly whined, slick leaking from his rear and down his thighs. "It feels so nice." "I must go. I will be the kitchen making dinner." Mr. Miyagi shook his head, retreating and leaving Daniel disappointed. He would have to up his game apparently. His plush lips formed into a little pout as he reached behind himself and traced the rim of his lubed hole that he prepped earlier in hope. He imagined Mr. Miyagi's thick hard shaft filling him up completely, their bodies locked together in a primal tango of passion. He moaned softly, his fingers tracing the curve of his ass as he imagined the feeling of being fully taken by the older man. Lost in his fantasy, Daniel's hand slid between his cheeks, his fingers brushing against his pulsating entrance in feather-like tickling touches. He could feel the heat radiating from his tout hole, and his dick throbbed in response. He knew he had to tread carefully. Oh my god. But the desire to feel Mr. Miyagi's touch was too strong to resist. Stroking his small cock, he let out a soft whimper, imagining the older man's hands guiding him to completion, but did not let himself finish. His cock was angry and flaring red. As he finished up his shower, Daniel couldn't shake the images of Mr. Miyagi's strong hands on his body. He quickly dried off and got dressed, determined to make dinner special for the both of them. As he made his way into the kitchen, Silsky was already busy preparing their meal. Daniel smiled at the sight, grateful for Silsky's presence in his life. "Need any help?" Daniel offered, trying to keep the disappointment out of his voice. Silsky turned around and smiled at him warmly. "No, thank you for asking. It's almost done." Daniel nodded and leaned against the counter, watching as Silsky gracefully moved around the kitchen. He couldn't help but notice how attractive he looked in the soft glow of the kitchen lights. Sensing Daniel's stare, Silsky turned to face him and raised an eyebrow curiously. "Is everything okay?" Daniel blushed slightly under his gaze but shook his head. "Yeah, everything's fine." They sat down at the table to eat their dinner, making small talk as they enjoyed their meal together. But Daniel couldn't stop thinking about how badly he wanted Silsky. His eyes lingered on the softness of Silsky's lips, enveloping the salmon he had prepared for the two of them, entranced. As they finished eating and cleaned up together, Daniel made a decision. He was going to tell Silsuke how he felt tonight. They sat on the couch at the moment. The red felt comforting and packed with the scent of Mr. Miyagi's comforting home. Daniel leaned his head on the older man's shoulder, chewing his bottom lip. We're not even halfway through this. Daniel took a deep breath, his heart pounding in his chest. This was it. He was going to do it. He was going to tell Mr. Miyagi how he felt. He couldn't keep it inside any longer. Taking the older man's cheek in his hand, Daniel turned it to his face, staring intently into those pretty brown eyes. Silsuke, Daniel began, swallowing hard as he looked Mr. Miyagi dead in the eyes. I need to tell you something. Silsuke looked back at him, concern etched on his face. What is it, Daniel-san? Is your shift bothering you once more? Daniel hesitated for a moment, then decided to go all in, shaking his head. I think I'm in love with you, he blurted out, his face flushing bright red. Silsuke stared at him for a moment, taken aback by the sudden confession. But then his eyes softened, and he reached out and gently cupped Daniel's cheek. Silsuke's heart raced as he looked down into Daniel's beseeching eyes. He wanted to help his student, to guide him, to teach him, but he also feared losing control, of giving in into his own desires. We must not cross these lines, he said, trying to sound firm, despite the arousal that seeped through his voice. Yes, surely that line was never crossed. Had never already been crossed before. Nope, not at all. Oh. With a shy smile, Daniel took a step closer, still under the warm spray of water. Wait, what? Please, Daddy. Please, Daddy, he whispered, reaching out to touch Mr. Miyagi's hand. I've been wanting this for so long. Silsuke closed his eyes for a moment and took a deep breath. He'd always known that there was something between them, but he had tried his best to ignore it and maintain a professional boundary as teacher and student. But now that line was being blurred by Daniel's bold confession and actions. He opened his eyes and looked back at Daniel, seeing the desire burning in them. Daniel-san, only another werewolf can make that ache go away. I am afraid. I am sorry. Daniel pouted, swinging a leg over the lap of his best friend. You have magic. Make something similar. You can even fist me. I don't care. Please. Silsuke let out a soft chuckle, feeling dizzy with desire, even if unwanted. He could feel his own body pulsating at the thought of taking Daniel in such a way. He looked down into the pleading eyes of his student, trying to remember what it felt like to be young and full of such naive hopes. But he knew he had to stay strong. He had promised himself long ago that he would protect Daniel from the dangers of the world, and that came first. Daniel-san, even if I could not bring myself to harm you. You are too precious to me. Daniel's face fell, his heart soaring to the sky and then crashing back down into his chest. He never felt so simultaneously high and low in his life, but he didn't let it show. He just took a deep breath and smiled, trying to keep the disappointment out of his voice. Okay, and he got up off his lap and walked to his bedroom, tears burning his eyes. Silsuke watched as Daniel walked away, feeling a pang of guilt in his chest. He knew he had hurt the boy's feelings, but he couldn't bring himself to cross that line. Oh my god. He waited for a few moments before slowly following him into the bedroom. He found Daniel sitting on the edge of his bed, his head buried in his hands. Silsuke sat down next to him and placed a gentle hand on his back. I am sorry, Daniel-san, he said softly. I did not mean to upset you. Daniel lifted his head and wiped away the tears from his eyes. He gave a small smile, trying to hide how vulnerable he felt in that moment. "It's okay," he said, trying to sound nonchalant. "I understand." Selski could see through his facade and pulled him into a hug. "I know this is hard for you, but I promise it is for the best," he whispered into Daniel's ear. Daniel closed his eyes and wrapped his arms around Selski, taking comfort in the familiar warmth of the embrace. Their embrace. But despite Selski's soothing words, he couldn't help but feel disappointed and rejected. After a few moments, they both pulled away, and Selski stood up from the bed. "I will leave you to rest now," he said, giving Daniel a small smile before leaving the room. Before the man could reach his tanned hand to the doorknob, Daniel's voice cascaded through his hearing. "Terry would fuck me." Oh, what the fuck's going on? Why am I doing this? Chat, is it worth continuing this? Mr. Miyagi's body visibly tensed, and Daniel knew he had him. "Terry Silva, is that what you wish?" Selski murmured, his voice barely above a whisper. He turned to face Daniel, his eyes searching for answers in the younger man's eyes. Daniel knew that he had to be careful. He didn't want to push Selski away completely, but he had to find a way to bridge the gap between them. "I know you won't go there," Selski said softly then. "He has hurt you too much." Daniel bit his lip, the corner of his mouth twitching as he thought about the prospect of Terry touching him. He didn't want that, but he also didn't want to push Mr. Miyagi away. "But you wouldn't mind, would you?" he said, his voice low and sultry, an edge of desperation creeping into his words. "I just know he has a massive cock." Selski stared at him, his face a mask of conflict and shock. He knew that Terry's influence over Daniel was a deep one, and that the young man struggled with his own desires. Selski's hand clenched into a tight fist as he tried to control the surge of jealousy that coursed through him. He wanted to be the one to make Daniel feel good, not Terry. "I do not want anyone else touching you," Selski said, calm. "Especially not someone who has hurt you in the past." Daniel's heart skipped a beat at the intensity in Selski's words. He never expected the older man to react this way, and it gave him hope that maybe Mr. Miyagi felt something more for him too. Oh, Lois, you've never read the Ace Attorney fanfics. You sweet summer soul. You know, maybe we might read one after this, if we manage to finish it. Jesus fucking Christ. "You care about me, don't you?" Oh wait, sorry. "You care about me, don't you?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Selski's expression softened as he looked at Daniel. "Of course I do, Daniel-san," he said sincerely. "You are like family to me." Daniel bit his lip, trying to hold back the tears that threatened to spill from his eyes. He knew that Selski cared for him deeply, but it wasn't enough. He wanted more than just a family bond. "I know," he said softly, "but what if I want more than just that?" Selski's eyes widened in surprise at Daniel's words. He had always suspected that there might be something deeper between them, but he never allowed himself to entertain such thoughts. What do you mean?" he asked cautiously. "I mean, what if I want us to be more than just family?" Daniel clarified, his cheeks flushing with embarrassment. "I don't care if you want to see me as a son. Whatever, man. Get over here and fuck your son then." God damn. Selski's gaze quipped as he looked at the younger man before him. He could see the vulnerability along his eyes, and it tore at his heart. "Daniel-san," he started but trailed off when Daniel placed a hand over his own. "I know it's complicated, Daniel said, his voice trembling with emotion.
That something was dumb, sorry. But I want you.
Daniel-san, I... Sosuke stammered, struggling to find the right words to express his feelings. But Daniel didn't give him a chance to finish. With a determined look on his face, he leaned in and pressed his lip against Sosuke's. It was a soft and gentle kiss, filled with longing and hope.
Watch me then,
he whispered. Watch me then, he whispered onto his lips. Sosuke hesitated for a moment before giving in to the kiss. He wrapped his arms around Daniel, pulling him closer as their lips moved together in perfect synchronization. It felt like coming home after a long journey, and Sosuke couldn't deny the intense feeling of happiness that flooded through him. They pulled away reluctantly, both breathing heavily as they looked into each other's eyes. There was no need for words. Their actions had spoken volumes. You need me to read more fanfics, bro. The things I do for you guys, man. The things I do for you guys. Well, I lost. Wait, I'm lost. Where am I? Okay.
I've wanted this for so long,
Daniel whispered, pressing light kisses along Sosuke's jawline. They stood there for a moment longer before Daniel gently took Sosuke's hand and led him to the bed. Seated on the end of the bed, Sosuke cocked his head in confusion at what exactly he would be watching. Though he had a suspicion, Daniel began to tug down the waistband of his gray sweatpants, just enough to pull out his penis and give it a few bumps. No. Daniel-san, Sosuke stammered, struggling to find the right words to express his feelings. But Daniel didn't give him a chance to finish. With a determined look on his face, he leaned in and pressed his lips against Sosuke's. It was a soft and gentle kiss, filled with longing and hope. Sosuke hesitated for a moment before giving in to the kiss. He wrapped his arms around Daniel, pulling him closer as their lips moved together in perfect synchronization. It felt like coming home after a long journey, and Sosuke couldn't deny the intense feeling of happiness that flooded through him. They pulled away reluctantly, both breathing heavily as they looked into each other's eyes. There was no need for words. Their actions had spoken volumes.
I've wanted this for so long,
Daniel whispered, pressing light kisses along Sosuke's jawline. Sosuke smiled softly, running his fingers through Daniel's hair. I know, he said. I've been afraid to admit it. They stood there for a moment longer before Daniel gently took Sosuke's hand and led him to the bed. Sosuke watched in awe as Daniel tugged the waistband of his gray sweats and revealed his erect cock, its pink head glistening with pre-cum. He couldn't help but feel a surge of lust and desire coursing through his veins. What are you doing? Sosuke asked, his voice barely above a whisper. I'm showing you what Terry could take from me, Daniel replied, a fire burning in his eyes.
But it doesn't have to be him. It can be you. You can take me, just like this. Watch me, Mr. Miyagi. Watch me get off.
This is fucking like 5,000 words. Yeah, exactly. Someone spent days just to make this shit. This is so detailed. Ay. Okay. Whew. Sosuke hesitated for a moment, the weight of his feelings and emotions pulling at him. Daniel just smirked, his hands gripping the waistband of his sweatpants again and turning around, pulling them down just far enough for Sosuke to get a good look at his exposed ass, bubbly and thick.
Watch me, Mr. Miyagi,
Daniel whispered, his voice laced with desperation and longing.
Watch me jerk off to the thought of you. Watch me fuck myself just thinking about the way you could touch me.
Sosuke's breath caught in his throat at the sight of Daniel's cute cock, throbbing and leaking as he stroked it, small balls hanging between his legs as he buried his head into a pillow. Sosuke couldn't believe he was actually watching a student. The boy he had raised like a son, pleasuring himself in front of him. He continued to stroke himself, his moans becoming more urgent as Sosuke watched in awe. It was like a dream, one that Sosuke never thought would come true. The slick lube leaking out of his ass was hastily pushed in by Daniel's fingers. Two of them as he began to finger himself wantonly. Wantonly! Hi! The power of being unemployed? Yeah, no kidding. Without thinking, Sosuke stepped closer to the bed and reached out to touch Daniel's back. He could feel the heat radiating off of Daniel's body and it only made him more aroused. Sosuke couldn't take it anymore. Seeing Daniel pleasuring himself was too much for him to handle. He needed to be closer, to touch him, to taste him. He crawled onto the bed behind Daniel, his hands trembling as he reached out and placed them on Daniel's lips.
Mr. Miyagi.
Daniel moaned, his body arching into Sosuke's touch. Why did I act that out? What the fuck is wrong with me? Sosuke couldn't resist any longer. He leaned down and pressed soft kisses along Daniel's spine, feeling the shivers that ran through his body. He stopped at his ass cheeks. Daniel let out a loud moan at the sensation and pushed his hips back against Sosuke's face, wanting more. With eager anticipation, Sosuke elected and nipped at every inch of Daniel's ass, sending waves of pleasure through both their bodies. Daniel let out a strangled cry of pleasure as Sosuke's tongue slid its way up his crack, probing and teasing his spasming hull on the way. He could feel every inch of the older man's lips and tongue, maddeningly arousing him more than he thought was possible. Oh my god, we got Nobu cooking, god damn it. He arched his back even more, offering himself to Sosuke in the most vulnerable and humiliating position imaginable. Daniel had never felt so alive, so wanted before. For the first time in his life, he felt desirable, wanted, desired by the man he'd always seen as his father. Sosuke, meanwhile, was lost in the sensation of Daniel's skin and the taste of his ass. It was like nothing he's ever experienced before, a new and exhilarating kind of intimacy. And the best part was, it was with the man he'd always loved in one way or another.
Mr. Miyagi,
he panted, his voice trembling with a mix of fear and desire.
Please, I need more. I need you to touch me, to take me.
The taste is warm and musky, mixed with a faint taste of soap from Daniel's earlier shower. Sosuke savors every tangy and salty note, reveling in the taste of the man he loves. Sosuke hesitated for a moment, the weight of his feelings and emotions pulling at him. Daniel. But Daniel just smirked, turning around to face Sosuke, his eyes filled with the hunger that Sosuke had never seen before.
Take me, Mr. Miyagi,
he whispered, his voice filled with vulnerability and longing.
Fuck me the way I've been dreaming of you doing for so long. Please, Daddy.
Daniel, we can't do this, Sosuke whispered, his voice shaking with emotion. Daniel's eyes widened in shock, but he quickly recovered, a determined look crossing his face. Yes, we can. You want this just as much as I do, and we both know that in this moment, you're the only one who can give me what I need. But as much as he wanted to give in... Yeah, I can't believe... Theory's gotta be here at some point. Fucking Christ, dude. He knew it was wrong. It would be taking advantage of Daniel's vulnerability and their power dynamic. He couldn't do that to him, no matter how much he wanted to. I'm sorry, Daniel, Sosuke said firmly, pulling away from him and sitting up on the bed. We can't do this. Tears welled up in Daniel's eyes as he sat up too, his heart sinking at Sosuke's rejection.
Please, Mr. Miyagi,
he begged, reaching out to touch Sosuke's hand.
I know I shouldn't feel this way about you, but I can't help it. You've always been there for me, guiding me and supporting me. And now, I need you in a different way. And you were just tongue-fucking my asshole, so don't bullshit me.
Sit on my lap. Sit on my lap, sweet boy. Daniel quickly complied, straddling Sosuke's lap, their bodies pressed together. Sosuke could feel Daniel's erect cock poking him through the fabric of his pants. and he moaned softly, the sensation sending a jolt of desire through him. Daniel moved his hips, grinding against Sosuke, and the older man couldn't help but run his hands over Daniel's ass, gripping it firmly.
Please, please, Daddy.
Daniel whimpered. Daddy? Mr. Miyagi questioned, unfamiliar to why he would say that. He pressed Daniel's back to his clothed chest, wrapping an arm around to wrap his fingers around the boy's adorably bobbing prick, fondling his balls as he shook in his grasp. Daniel let out a shaky breath, his body trembling against Sosuke's. I don't know why I said that, he murmured, his voice barely audible over the pounding of his heart. It felt right, like it needed to call you that. Sosuke's heart swelled with love and affection for the young man before him. He knew that labels were unimportant, but if it brought Daniel comfort, then so be it. Fuck me. Sosuke took a deep breath, his hands trembling as he reached for the button on his pants. He fumbled with it for a moment before finally managing to undo it, and then he moved on to the zipper. As soon as it was undone, he pushed his pants and boxers down, revealing his erect cock. Daniel's eyes widened as he saw it, his heart racing with anticipation. He reached down, wrapping his fingers around Sosuke's cock, stroking it gently. Please, Daddy, he begged, his voice. I want to suck your big cock. So he helped Daniel off of his lap, and maneuvered him onto his knees in front of him. Without hesitation, Daniel took Sosuke's cock into his mouth, moaning at the taste and the feeling of it against his tongue. He bobbed his head up and down, swirling his tongue around the head, eliciting a groan from Sosuke. The mouth was hot and wet and slimy. Sosuke ran his hands through Daniel's ears as he sucked him off, urging him on with soft murmurs and praises. He could feel himself getting closer to climax with each passing second, but he didn't want it to end just yet. He gently eased Daniel off of his cock, and lifted him onto the bed again, considerately, kneeling between his spread legs. The typos really do it here, honestly. Sosuke's cock was glistening with droplets of pre-cum, the tip swollen and flushed with arousal. The stretched and wet opening of Daniel's tight hole was a stark contrast against his pale skin. Nobu, stop. Stop. You're making this worse. The stretched and wet opening of Daniel's tight hole was a stark contrast against his pale skin. Sosuke positioned the tip of his cock at the stretched, wet hole. It was like a key seeking a lock, a perfect fit that sent a thread of electricity through both of their bodies. The thickness of Daniel's skin against his own added to the sensation, like two puzzle pieces finally clicking into place. Yes, Daniel moaned, eagerly pushing back against Sosuke. Without another word, Sosuke pushed in slowly, but steadily, until he was fully sheathed inside. Sosuke's heart swelled with love for Daniel as he thrust into him slightly, feeling closer to this boy than he had ever had before. He kissed Daniel deeply, their tongues intertwining passionately. I love you so much, Daniel. Daniel whimpered, his body shaking with desire. Daddy, I want you to fuck me. Fuck me hard, please, Daddy, please. Sosuke shook his head. You are not a whore, Daniel-san. I will take you softly as you deserve. Force is no way to make love to my precious boy. You may find that the soft way of intertwining is far more pleasurable. Close your eyes. Feel. They both let out a simultaneous moan at the feeling of being connected like this. He co-said? What? I've never heard this word before. What's this mean? Oh! It's another typo. His co-said slowly, punishingly caressed over the boy's prostate, and Daniel necessarily screamed at the delicate. I love how the titles just increase like gradually. My goodness, it was intense and overwhelming. Yes, I think the author is edging. That's why the typos are happening, and neither could imagine going back now. Daniel reached down between them to stroke himself as Sosuke fucked into him 8 long strokes, still slow. The room was filled with their sounds, moans, grunts, gasps, a symphony of pleasure. Sosuke held Daniel close as they moved together, their bodies a slick and perfect fit. With each thrust, Daniel let out a moan of pleasure, his body trembling with the intensity of it all.
Look at me,
Sosuke whispered against his lips, his dark eyes piercing into Daniel's own.
let me see you.
Daniel opened his eyes and gazed up at Sosuke, completely lost in the moment. The look in Sosuke's eyes was one of pure love and adoration.
Daddy, I'm close,
he whimpered, his voice filled with need. Sosuke shook his head slowly.
Not yet, my love. Be patient.
He shifted their position slightly so that they were both on their sides facing each other. He wrapped his arms tightly around Daniel's waist as he continued to thrust into him at an achingly slow pace, so erotic and hitting every nerve. The author's not cooking, no kidding. Their gazes never wavered as they moved together, like katas. Each touch sending shivers down their spines. It was like nothing either of them had ever experienced before. A connection that went beyond physical pleasure.
This is what it feels like to make love.
Sosuke whispered against Daniel's lips.
I will never only fuck you.
Daniel couldn't find the words to respond, so he simply nodded and pulled Sosuke closer to him with every moment. It kind of made him laugh hearing Mr. Miyagi say the F word. Their pace quickened as they approached orgasm together, their breaths coming in short gasps now. And when they finally reached the peak, it was like an explosion of pure ecstasy between them. Where's the fucking the mole jump scare? Where's the Yagami jump scare? When is it gonna come in, chat? When's it gonna kick in? Oh my god.
come in me.
Daniel whined, doe eyes pleading.
Are you my good boy, Daniel? Holding on so good, so patient, precious angel.
Sosuke murmured just before his hips stuttered against the soft flesh of Daniel, and he released himself with him, filling Daniel completely with his semen. Daniel cried out, his orgasm washing over him, his body trembling and shaking as he fell apart around Sosuke.
Yes. Yes.
Daniel whimpered.
Want to be your good boy.
They stayed like that for a moment, their sweaty bodies entwined and their hearts pounding in unison. Neither of them wanted to break the connection, but eventually, they both knew that they needed to rest.
Is it always like this?
Daniel breathed, his voice barely above a whisper, nuzzling Sosuke's neck, scenting him. Sosuke chuckled softly,
Ho ho ho.
his hand tracing gentle patterns on Daniel's bareback.
It can be,
He replied, his voice low and husky.
but only if we want it to be.
Daniel lifted his head to look at Sosuke, wanting nothing more than to be lost in those dark eyes forever.
I want it to be.
Daniel said, without hesitation. Sosuke's lip curled into a small smile as he leaned in to kiss Daniel gently.
Then it will be.
He whispered against Daniel's lips. Their bodies moved together lazily under the covers, neither one wanting to break the intimate connection between them. They spoke in hushed tones about everything and nothing at all, sharing secrets and fears that they had never shared with anyone else before. As the night turned into day, they fell asleep wrapped in each other's arms, feeling more complete than they had ever had before. The next few weeks passed by in a blur of passion and love for the two men. They spent their days training together and exploring San Francisco together, and when night fell, they would make love until they were both exhausted from pleasure. Okay, we're almost finished here. Daniel couldn't believe how much his life had changed since meeting Sosuke. He never thought he would find someone who understood him so completely and accepted him for who he was, flaws and all. And thankfully, that someone had a dick worth millions, and he knew how to use it. Damn! Notes. This is so cracked, I'm sorry. But you know, ideas are ideas. Well, thanks for letting us know. Thanks for clarifying, Mr. Who wrote this? Fucking wrote this? Mr. XX Honeybear XX. Thank you for this. Very cool. Very, very nice. How do I report a fanfic? What was that? Jesus Christ. Oh my god. It's over. My god. Alright, you know, I'm sick of hearing this music. Fuck this music. Let's see what happens if we look for Ace Attorney. And of course, the first thing that comes in is this weird sex shit. Okay, no, it's just brief mentions of sex. Okay, that makes it better. Okay, you know what? We need to read some Ace Attorney crack fix since we're in here. Let's see if Jackhead wrote something new. Jackhead 166. My favorite fanfic writer. Phoenix Wright Turnabout Sugar. Okay, I think I haven't. Agent? Hitman, agent, not Hitman. Huh, what a funny coincidence. We were just streaming Hitman recently. Yeah, you know what? I kind of regret reading the whole thing now. I think I've lost like some sanity points there. God damn. I'm never doing what you guys ask me to do ever again. Fucking hell. Okay, guys. I'm reading this just cause why not? Hold on, let me just check something real quick here. I mean, since this is an Ace Attorney stream, might as well, right? Okay. Here goes. Wait, let me find some background music to suit this mood here. Okay, guys, wait, I'm just gonna read one tonight, because, you know what, since this is an Ace Attorney, I'm just gonna read Turnabout Sugar. Let's see what we get here. Phoenix Wright, Turnabout Sugar, by Jackhead166. By the way, guys, if you guys have, once you guys play through the Ace Attorney series, I recommend you read this guy's fanfics. It's, oh my god. Okay. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4. Phoenix was walking through the grocery store. Oh, bro spitting rhymes here. Wait, is there a dark theme? Is there a dark theme? I want to like make this dark theme here. No? Darn. Okay. Oh, there is. Oh, wonderful. Okay. He wrote the grocery cart down the aisles, grabbing his most wanted foods, drinks, and evidence. Let's see here. Said the Phoenix. I gotta get the ingredients for the cake for Edgeworth's special birthing day. He looked over his post-it notes list of cake ingredients like flour, eggs, water, icing, and candles, pre-chopped to make it easier to stir them into the batter. However, he was missing one very special ingredient. Oh, of course! Phoenix punched himself in the face and broke his own nose. Silly me! Who could forget sugar? Other than people with amnesia? Let's grab that! So Phoenix climbed over the shelves to get into the next aisle, and he looked on the shelves where the big metal boxes of sugar was. He reached out to grab the last one, but his hand made a physical contact with another. When he looked up, he see it was Godot!
What's up, Triad? Said Godot smirkingly. Long time no see.
More like, dog time no pee. More like, dong time no pee, said Phoenix in anger. If you think I'm gonna let you have the sugar, then my name is Phoenix Wright.
Come on, try. Be friendly,
said Godot, making sad puppy dog eyes. But they were under his mask, so Phoenix didn't see them, so they didn't work on him.
I need the sugars for that drink I drink all the time. You know the one, right?
Yeah, Ovaltine, we know, said Wright.
You can live without you stupid sugar milk. The sugar mine!
Not if I have nothing to say about it,
said Godot, and he grabbed the box of sugar at the same time as Phoenix, and they was tugging of war.
Damn it! Demand!
Said Phoenix in frustration.
This called for me to use my special courtroom lawyer technique that works on all prosecutors.
So he punched Godot in the face. Godot stammered back in pain and angers.
Oh, you'll pay for that, right?
And he started winding up his prosecutor objection arm. But then Phoenix reached over and took the AAA batteries out of Godot's mask.
Oh, hell, I can't see,
said Godot, and he stumbled around in blindness.
What the hell is going on here?
Said the store employee guy who walked up.
Stop fighting! Only licensed employee can participate in this year's grocery rumble.
And he separated the two. Right across his arm.
Yeah, this wouldn't have happened if you just let me have the dang sugar. And now he can't see. That's what you get for being stupidous.
But then suddenly, all the light of the grocery store shut off. And also the skylights closed, so it was actually full pitch black.
Oh me, oh my,
said Phoenix, walking around having to feel where things are by punching them really hard. Let's see, bag of marshmallows, glass lamp, someone's dog.
Aha! Light switch.
Phoenix flicked the lights on, but to his surprise, grocery employee man was dead. Godot stood by the deadened body in handcuffs, where Gumshoe had arrested him. Hey, Gumshoe.
Damn it, pal, murdering people is rude. Don't do that,
said Gumshoe.
Now you get a timeout in the detention center. Let's go.
And he dragged Godot out by his mask.
Right, please defend me in court,
said Godot. Okay, sure, said Phoenix. Oh, hey, can I buy the sugar? Oh, hey, I can buy the sugar now. And he did that and went home and baked a Jailworth's cake. The day after yesterday. That's just the next day. What? Phoenix stepped out of the airport that took him to the courtroom and walked across the street to the courtroom, which was okay because it actually didn't conflict with Edgeworth's birthday, because he was actually having his birthday party in the courtroom anyway. Phoenix broke down the doors of the count room.
All right, Your Honor, I'm here.
Court, thanks for testing our new special durable wood, said Judge. Now go sit at your desk so Edgeworth's birthday court can commence.
Happy birthday, Edgeworth, said Phoenix at the defense desk. I hope you're ready to set your record for most trials lost on your birthday. 1!
I think not, right, said Edgeworth Ghost, crossing his arms. Oh, there's some continuity here. Okay. So the lore, spoiler alert. Edgeworth gets killed by Phoenix at some point, so he's like a ghost haunting Phoenix. Okay. Anyways.
Got it right here, Your Edgeness,
said Phoenix, and he puts the cake on the witness stand.
Right,
said Edgeworth in mad language.
That is not a ghost cake. I can't eat it.
Oops, said Phoenix.
I forgot you died all those stories ago. Oh well, more for us.
Woo! Said Maya from the gallery, who ran down and grabbed her cake slice.
Are you sure you can prove me not guilt?
Said Godot, who was next to Wright at the defense desk, which is in the courtroom. Wait, you guys want me to read the lore afterwards? How Edgeworth gets killed?
Don't worry, Mr. Dot. I have the perfect strategy to get you acquitted.
And he slammed his desk.
You honor! Can you please ask Edgeworth to give his opening statement? I'm too shy to ask him.
Yeah, sure, why not? Said Judge. Edgeworth, do that. The thing you do.
This case simple, said Edges. Edges. The victim, Walt Mott. This is so fucking stupid. Classic jacket. Classic jacket. The victim, Walt Mott, was found dead wearing his Walmart uniform in the sugar aisle of the grocery store Albertsons. According to the autopsy report, the victim died of 4 bullets to the back. Like usual, we would simply rule it suicides, right? Everyone in court nodded in agreement. However, there was something different this time. The bullets in the victim's back had Godot's spit on them.
Gasp!
Gasped Wright.
Wait, so what does that mean?
Simple. No witness ever reported any gunshots noises at the scene. Therefore, the prosecution insists that the defendant simply placed the bullets in his own mouth and spitted them out onto the victim's back. No gunshot, no sound, perfect crime. We almost wouldn't have found out if it weren't for our star witness himself. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our celebrity guest star, Dick Gumshoe. The curtains behind the witness stand opened and Gumshoe stepped out to roaring applause emanating from every corner of the speakers. Oh, if only.
Ooh, cake,
said Gumshoe, and he grabbed a slice.
Happy birthday, Edge pal. I got you a present.
And he gave a present box to Edgeworth. Hey, fuck off. Fuck off. Oh, cool, thanks, he said, and he opened the present box. Wait, there's nothing in it.
Yeah, I ran out of money after buying the box, so my present is instead flawless testimony.
Oh, said Edgeworth. I guess that's good too. Witness testimony.
All right, said Gumshoes. So yesterday, I was doing security detail for Albertsons, mounted with a sniper rifle in the rafters to take out any potential shoplifters or credit card declines. I had my inside trade on one particularly suspicious dudes when the lights went out. However, my sight was drawn to one light source that stood out in the dark. The mask of Godot. You know what they say, when something smells, it's usually the Godot. So I jumped down and smashed Godot into the ground with my feet and arrested him.
Nothing wrong here, thought Wright to himself while Gumshoe was breathing back in to say the rest of his testimony. There isn't a single contradiction here yet. There is. Wait. He thought hard. Hard thought hard, until he realized something. Holy shit! He said as the idea bashed itself into his brains with a mallet. Objection! Said Wright, pointing hard at the gummed shoe.
Huh?
Said Gumshoes.
What do you want, man?
That cannot be true, said Phoenix with a face of smugs. You see, Gumshoe, right before the blackout happened, I took the batteries out of Godot's mask. And he held the batteries up for everyone to see.
Can I have those back now? Said Godot. I want to see again.
Sorry, they're dead. I wanted to play my Game Boy Pocket, said Phoenix. Anyway, this proves Gumshoe cannot be sure I am the one who committed the crime.
Shit, pal,
said Gumshoe.
You right. Then what is the red thing I did see?
Simple, said Phoenix. You was actually looking outside the stoplight on the street. The courtroom gasped in shock.
That makes sense, said Judge. Here is a unpenalty, Mr. Wright.
Objection, said Edgeworth. I forgot to present a piece of evidence, and presented a silenced pistol to the court. The prosecution alleges that the perpetrator could have fired these without making gunshot noises.
What? But that doesn't help your case, said Judge.
Oh crap, said Edgeworth, and he unpresented the evidence. Never mind that. Anyway, Gumshoe, do you have anything else? Yeah, said Gumshoe. The culprit still had have been good dots. You see, no one was in close enough range to fire the bullets out of any kind of gun unless they had a sniper rifle.
That's true, said Phoenix. But however, I can prove I was not in close enough range to kill the defendant. You see, I was the one who turned the light switch back on. How could I possibly kill the victims in time and get to the switch so fast? It's simply not possible, because my legs aren't that good because I have not been doing enough reps at the gym.
Wow, another good point, said Judge. It is becoming quite apparent that Wright could not have committed the crime.
Objection, said Milesworth. So what? Even if Wright didn't commit the crime, it doesn't mean Wright didn't commit the crime. You need more evidence.
Ah, but remember, Edgeghost, said Wright. You know what they say? Evidence is everything in court, and that means everything in this courtroom is evidence. Therefore, I present myself as evidence.
Okay, but what does that prove?
Said Judge.
Simple. The bullets had saliva on them, but the saliva is not mine. The saliva simply matches the DNA of another person who is not me. Therefore, I could not be the one who spitted the bullets into the victim.
Edgeworth spit his coffee out. What the fuck is this bullshit you are putting on us?
You make a good point, said Judge. But, Mr. Wright, if you didn't commit the crime, who did?
It's simple, said Phoenix, shaking his head in pretentious. Pretentious. You see, since I was not the one who killed the defendant, there's no one else who was on the scene who could have. Therefore, it was someone who was not on the scene. The courtroom gasped in suspension. We all overthinking this, said Wright. It would have been to be the only one with motive. The store employee himself. The courtroom gasped again, and some of them passed out from breathing too hard. What? Said Edgeworth. Explain yourself, mortal. I've been running a few background checks on the victim here, cephaloics. I got some interesting stuff. You see, it turned out this clerk was actually mortal enemies with a friend named Godot here. They sent so many mad anger things at each other. The clerk sent stuff like, hey, want to go see a movie? And Godot said stuff like, I will murder you forever. It was clear they hate each other. Therefore, Mr. Waltmart simply could not handle the pressure of having mortal enemy and shoved 4 bullets into his own back to die of suicide. Phoenix gave a bow as the courtroom applauded his logic.
This is astounding, said Judge. Edgeworth, do you have objection? No,
said Edgeworth, and the logic washed over him and knocked him unconscious of law.
I will take the no as a no,
said Judge, and he bonged his gavel. I think
we hear enough. With this evidence in our faces, even if Wright's theory not true, this is good enough. I hereby pronounce Phoenix Wright not guilty.
After the court, woo! said Godot, following Phoenix out the courtroom.
Thanks for proving my innocence, Trot. I don't know W.
After the court,
woo!
said Phoenix, walking out the courtroom.
I proved my innocence, yeah! Another day in the life of Phoenix Wright, ace attorney.
And it took a bite of his Edgeworth cake. But what do I do now? Without trial, life is nothing. And he pondered a lot. I know! He screamed and he ran out to the store. Later, he knocked on the door of Edgeworth's house. Knock, knock! said Wright instead of actually knocking because his hands was full. Who's there? said Edgeworth, opening the door.
Oh, it's you, Wright. What the hell do you want? First, you bring me cake I can't eat, then you beat me off completely in court.
Ayo, what next? Do you want to humiliate me more? Here, I'll do it for you. And he pulled down his own pants and showed his Phoenix Wright underwear to the neighborhood. Well, Lewis, that's the Phoenix that's the Wright X Edgeworth fanfic you wanted. Actually, Edgeworth, I feel bad about killing you all that time ago, and for making the wrong kind of cake.
I felt like I owe this to you after my less loyally actions in these past years. So here you go. And he held up a ghost cake for Edgeworth Ghost. I'm sorry, Miles, for being a bad friend in all this time. Maybe it's time to make a change in the man in the mirror, like that song by that guy. Oh, heck, said Edge, and he grabbed the cake. He looked at Wright, his face crunching up in emotions.
Right. You really apologized. For real. Even when you did not have to. I appreciate it. And thank you for the cake. I will eat it with my ghost fork and knife and turn it into
Ghost poop with my ghost digestive system. Phoenix smiled and nod. Good to know, Edgington. And he saluted him. Stay golden. And he strode off into the sunset. The end. I'm fucking tired now. Oh my god. What the fuck? Guys, I'm done for today. I'm sorry. I'm turning in for the night. Thank you guys for sticking around, and fuck you guys for making me read this. Let's do this again sometime. What? Anyways, okay, I'm gonna sign off for the night. It's been fun, torturous but fun. See you all. Oh wait, let me turn off this game real quick. Hold up. We made like little or no progress in the story. Fucking hell. Anyways. I already saved, but doesn't hurt to make sure. Okay. See you guys. And yeah. Stay golden.